is Sven covering today? Hello, everybody. Looks like we have sound. We are good to go. Today we're going to be covering um, taking an existing map and tweaking it to where it looks a little bit better, and then making sure everything is looking right. Um, when we left our heroes, the campaign I'm doing is the Nashkel homebrew. This is my adventurers right here, and they are under the city, searching through and finding different. There's a war possibly brewing, and they are, even though they don't really realize it, they're pretty much stopping the war. Uh, but they don't realize these type of things yet. They're just underneath the city. They're supposed to be looking for artifacts, and so they were in the middle of a fight. Let's see if you'll notice over here. Some of you, if you haven't tried Fantasy Grounds for a couple weeks, they changed the links to on the right side. You can now have three choices. So as soon as this loads, there it is. You can go all the way out like it was before, um, and this has drop downs for each thing that you have, or you can do halfway to where you still see some of the words. When you drop things down, you have the individual uh, icons, or I'm now finding that I like this mini version the best. Gives me the most real estate on my screen, so I've been using that a lot. So this is the map, and those of you who may not have seen this before, what had happened was I have a book, 3.5 book called The Ruins of Greyhawk, and I know my camera is weird and doesn't like showing the stuff like this, but there we go, decent picture. Um, I also then went online and bought the PDF as well. So I have the book and the PDF, um, imported the map. Let's open up click on here to unlock it, and that opens up your mess with panel. Um, and this is what the Shadowstone looks like. So I'm going to bring it all the way to the top, so it shows over everything else. I'm going to get rid of line of sight. So go to play mode, and click on lighting. There you go. So you can see this is what the original map was like right there. And as you zoom in and as you're doing fights and things, you'll see there's lots of pixelization. Um, there's Atomic Hero Squad is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Lots of pixelization and stuff. And so what I did is I am in the process of rebuilding this map. I'll drop it down below. Here we go. So and then this is the stone floor layer. So I put this map that I just showed you above the stone floor, and then I draw the walls and add all these special things to it, and all the different things I've added to it to make it a little bit more exciting for my players. Um, so happy Wednesday, sir. Thank you, thank you. Let's take a look and see what's going on with Mr. Atomic. He's been on getting ready for the Kirby game that comes out this Friday. So he's been going through Um, I want to say it's been chronological, starting with the earliest Kirby game he's got all the way up, um, going through blasting through all the Kirby games, chomping his way through, playing them. Today he was doing Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. I really like the Yarn game. I think there's two of them, um, where everything is made out of yarn, and just the graphics and the way they do that, I think it's really cool. They do a good job of those on those. But if you're a fan of Kirby, check him out for the next couple weeks because he'll be doing that until the new game comes out. But even if you're not, still follow him because he'll be back into his normal routine of playing lots of different games. Some of his favorites are Asphalt 9, Gems of War, um, Paladins, Smite. Those are his main ones. I think I'm missing one. Uh, but those are the big ones that he transfers through, and then he'll throw in a bunch of different things, different indie games he likes, or new games that come out, or oh, the one Animal Crossing is the other one he does a lot of. So it's varied. If you don't like what he's doing, just watch for a little bit, and you'll earn the points where you can control what game he plays. Blades is another one. Morrow, the Elder Scrolls Blades is another game that he plays. One of my favorites. Um, so definitely check him out. He's a great way to start your morning every morning, Monday through Friday, uh, first thing in the morning. So follow him. It's Atomic underscore Hero Squad. He's got a great community as well. He listens, he reads 99% of the comments that show up on the screen. He reads, he interacts with his viewers. He's got cool rewards that you can pick just by watching him. You don't have to pay for anything. So check him out. It's a lot of fun. Great guy. All right, so back to our action here, the action of world building. Um, so this is what it looks like. So we're going to turn this back off. This is what it looks like now with me. So what we're going to do is go through. I've taken from the PDF, copied all the text, and then I'm going through and making the tweaks and changes I do. One, because it's 3.5 to the 5e, which is the version of Dungeons and Dragons we play now. And then, of course, I also had to change things. But the basic descriptions, a lot of the fights, I use the same, similar. I'll find similar monsters that fit into it. Stuff. So right now they're in the middle of a fight. Um, they killed the big bad guy. What I had done is I took a picture. Here we go. So this is the picture I used for did a little 3D combat. Um, so this is the arena they're in. Got this dragon down below. They're fighting people up top. Um, and this is the people up top. And they killed the main bad guy, the general who was there. So now that they've killed the general, they're gonna finish up here. There's one more way down, and then they'll pretty much be done with this adventure. So I'm thinking of putting it here, having a special zone. I mean a trapped area that leads down below. Um, but first, Let's see what's going on here. So turn this on for a second. So this is C12, area 12. Area 10 is the cells over here. Problem is they could go either any direction. Boom, 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 boom. What is this? It must be 11. So trying to get them all done real quick. This one I think is pretty much finished. Let's see. Yeah, so we've got windows. So I set up windows for here so you can open and close them. Um, and why are these windows? These should be, let me see. Let me see. Go back to play mode. Open, close. I may have, where's my token? Here he is. Stream eyes. All right, so I'm not sure why I made those windows at the time. Those should have been doors. All right, so the question is, do I care? Do I want to fix it or just leave it the way it is? Because you can see through, you would be able to see through the gates, the bars. Then it's just a matter of opening the doors to go through them. So let's see, if this one is open, can he go through it? Yes. Okay, so that's fine. I'm just going to leave it. It's not the reason I don't want to mess with it right now because these are overlapping and stuff, and it would just be a pain in the butt to sit there and try to finagle. It would take me probably 10, 15 minutes to get rid of these as windows and put them in as doors. And for something that's not, I think these cells are empty anyway. Um, Actually, no, there's going to be one person in it. So there's only one person in it, and I'm not really worried about it. Um, so that is the next thing, though. We do want to put people in it. We want to mess around with it and do stuff like that. So let's see what it says. These cells are used to house prisoners and monsters. 3 of the 4 are empty. All right, so his gear is in C13, which is over here. Okay. I like the name Fid. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build the character real quick. So we go to characters over here. Um, Click on nope, we don't. We go over here to player. There we go. Characters. All right, so the question is, do I want to build a whole character or do I just want to make him an NPC? I think they're both going to take the same amount of time because, so we're just going to build a new character. So you can click plus add item. You can right click and add create item. There's lots of different ways you can build characters in 5e Fantasy Grounds. So we double click it. Here we go. His name is Fid. Underbow. I'm going to not have that visible just yet because he's the long lost sister of brother of one of the characters And she has no idea he's coming, so. All right, sorry about that, guys. I was responding to a text. I have get together later today, so they were asking a question and I had to fix that. All right, so let's do this. Yeah, I'm thinking um, he's a rogue monk. He's a halfling. So first of all, we throw the race in there. There is a very specific order you're supposed to do this. Um, build your characters in. I want to say it's race, background, class. I honestly don't know for sure, for sure. So don't quote me on it, and I don't care enough to bother looking it up. All right, so I'm going to open up backgrounds. We'll close this for the moment while we build this character real quick. We'll need classes here in a moment. We need races. All right, so we're going to open up. We'll get rid of this for now. Kithri, who is our current player. We're going to open this up to see what race. She's a Lightfoot halfling. Okay, so we should be able to just drag it over to here. Lightfoot, yep. Wonder why there's two. Okay, there you go. All right, so I think we're gonna go with a maybe a fighter monk. Or it could be a hmm, curious. I think we're gonna have him be a spy for his background. Go to proficiencies, go to the abilities tab. And he has one type of gaming set, so we're gonna say he is really good at three dragon anti thieves' tools, and dice. So he's good at those three things. He knows common and halfling. Um, all right, so he has all these things. All right, and then so now back to his pick his portrait. All right, so first thing I want to do is I want to see if I have a picture of what kind of halfling images do I have. Let's see. We'll go to our assets, go to assets and images. So if you find it in the assets, you then have to add it to the campaign. If I find it in the campaign, in the images, I don't have to add it. So let's just go halfling. Here's one. That's a woman and not a very good picture in my opinion. We used this one already. Okay. We used that one already, but for a different campaign. Okay, so nothing here that I'm curious about. We're going to go to images, and we're going to go halfling. See what we have in our assets. Don't care. That one's pretty good. I like that one, but I don't know. What? How is this halfling? Um, seen him. Who was this one? Nope. I like this one a lot, but it's not really built the way I want it to. So let's find one then. So we have to go to the interwebs, go to our pull it on over. All right, so let's go to halfling. I'm just gonna say warrior because it's not a fighter. I want him to be either a monk or a fighter, maybe a rogue, maybe all three. We'll see. Um, boom, and go to images. All right, so let's see the image we have for Kithri. Let's put him down. Put this down. Boink. This goes away. The image we're using for Kithri is this one. So she's light skinned, brown hair, blue eyes. Okay. So we want to keep this image in mind right here while we're looking for her brother's picture. Lots of the decent ones here. This one's okay. This one, what does it look like? I like that now that I'm looking at it closer. I might keep this one. So we're going to go click. So what I do is I save it to my downloaded files, copy image. What just happened? Oh no, I don't want to copy it. I want to save it. Or save image as. Going into my downloads. And his name is Fid. And I'll save a bunch of 3 or 4 of them until I find one that I'm sure about. I just clicked the wrong one. No, 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 no. That's not bad at all. Dark hair, light skin, like the scar. I like this one. Vid 2. Alright, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. That's one of the problems I have is sometimes I'll go down in these rabbit holes um, and take forever. That's more of a tinkerer. Um, that doesn't really look anything like. I don't mind the two things, but no, the nose structure and everything else is very different from this. She's very petite, very small nose. So I want them to be related. So I want them to be closer looking than that. Him, see his nose is nice and petite. What the heck is this? This is not a halfling. It's a cool drawing, but it's not a halfling. It's like a halfling drow. Interesting. What is that? He's holding some sort of. Oh, it's a wizard. Okay, cool. That's nice. Well done, art. People like drawing halflings, I guess. There's some really good ones in here. Good job there, D&D community. That is not a halfling. Neither is that. Here we go. That's great. I love it. All right, so I think we've got it. I think we have found our Fid, our brother. I'm gonna reach out to the player I asked to play him. All right, so there we go. We're gonna close it. All right, so let's see. Do we want to? Now we're gonna double check and look at our 2 we saved. Boink. Oh, it's up here. And then we go to download. So we got 2 here. So we have Fid. And Fid 2. And we'll make them. All right, so compared to Kithri, do I have Kithri's image by herself? Let's take a look. I don't here. Let's see. I obviously do here. Here. Let's see if we can find the picture. It says Kithri JPEG. So why didn't it show up in my images? Images. KITH. Yeah. Kithri. What? I'm confused because I'm looking at it right there. Anyway, so here's Kittery. Big blue eyes, brown hair. We'll slap this here, and then we'll go to our pictures. All right, so which one do we think could be her brother? I think either one of them would work. I'm really torn because I really like maces. I think maces are underrated as weapons. Um, and I think a lot more people would use them. Um, but the intensity and the overall artistry, I mean, I like them both. They're just really good. Um, so I guess so. Then that brings us to our second question: is how the brother is going to, what his personality is. Is he more intense or is he more like the one to the on the left in red? He looks more um, less intense, I guess is the way to put it. Almost sad. Whereas the guy on the right is looks untrusting. I'll do my insight checks on these drawings. Um, so do I want him to have use a sword or a shield and a mace? So if he's going to be a monk, using a katana, that's because that could be a katana. He wouldn't be wearing armor. All right, so we'll go ahead and stick with Fid JPEG. All right, so let's go ahead and work on this picture real quick. We're going to take, get him a token. So we go to rolladvantage.com, altogether one word, to where I use all my tokens. We're going to choose the image. This is under downloads, and it is Fid. Open. So now the border is going to be, this one will be, just going to use a simple circle. And then the color of the border is going to be blue to sort of match what he's wearing. And then we're just going to zoom in. You can see this is what it's going to look like when we're all done. I always prefer, well, not always, but I usually prefer my tokens to be as close to the face as possible. Because this may look like, wow, it's so big, but they're can be so small when they're playing, using the tokens during a fight and stuff. All right, so there we go. You can tilt it, you can turn it, you can do all this different stuff with here in Roll Advantage. It's a great tool. I like it a lot. Um, all right, so that's good. So now we download it. Download. All right, so he's going to go into Fantasy Grounds, tokens. And I'll just put halfling male. Simple as that. Boom. So now that we have his token, I can come here. Do I want to make a special one just for his portrait? Um, yeah, I think I will. So again, we're going to open it up. Go to pixlr.com this time. This is my Photoshop. Um, I did, once I got some support from you all, for some subscriptions and some stuff behind me, and I got my first payment from Twitch. Well, I should say my only payment from Twitch. Um, I bought the prescription to this. But it is free. I used it for free for years. You can check back. Tons and tons of my videos have the free version. Um, I don't honestly use it for hardly anything that it's made to do. There's so many things that I don't use this for that I should or could. Um, it is an amazing program. Um, but for what I use it for, which is just basic messing around with pictures, removing the background to make them PNGs, things like that. The uh, the free version is great. The only thing is there's a little ad um, whenever you download. You just have to you have to close the ad, and it doesn't. And it's a static picture, so it's not a video that pops up. So definitely worth checking out. Great stuff. Um, Pixlr.com. So let's crop. What we're doing is we're making the portrait for the top right corner of the screen. And we're going to, so what I want to do, here we go, height, 150 and 145. So we want the height, want them to be the same. There we go. Apply, boink. And then file, save. It's a JPEG, high quality. Yep. Save. Fantasy Grounds. Portraits. Halfling male. Yeah, this is one minor issue I've had. I don't know what it means or why it won't let me save files anymore. This worked for years, and then all of a sudden it stopped working. So I did something, don't know what it was. So I'm just gonna stick it in downloads, save. Oh no, oh this is I'm going to make it halfling male. Then you go back to File, Explorer, and we go to Fantasy Ground. See, this is the one. It is not. Okay. Okay, why isn't it showing me the side view? Navigation pane. Thank you. All right, so we go here. We click right click to open in a new window. We will go ahead and open up the portraits. I just want to make sure it's in the right one. I don't drag it to the wrong one by mistake. Take our halfling male, drop him in there. Boom. Close, close. So now you say, hey, everything's where it wants to be. We're done, right? One more step. Open up your assets here under library. So here it says under library, under assets. And click down here. If you watch the chat, you click down here and say refresh. Boink, folder assets refreshed. So now we double click this portrait and we go to data, data, and he should be here under H. There he is. And now, because I like to, we'll go here to campaign, to, okay, oh, assets, again, tokens, and we will do male. Well, I should have done halfling. I don't know why I did male. That's silly. We had a lot of tokens for male. All right. So we wait for. There we go. See, there's lots of them. A, B, C, D, E, F, H. All right. We're just gonna go with halfling. There he is, and then go boink. There we go. And then we need to save the image itself. So again, you go to your file explorer. We open up Fantasy Grounds in a new window. Go to images right there. So we take the halfling male. We take Fid and drop him in images. Hit assets. Refresh. It'll say folder assets refreshed. And now we go to images. Again, we can just type. No, his name is Fid. The name of the picture is Fid. Help us if I type it correctly. Fid. Search. And there he is. So now we're going to double click it and say create image record. All right, so now we have Fid under bow. I think we're going to have him be 5 fighter and like 3 or 4 monk. Because I want him to have the extra attack as a fighter. The extra critical as a fighter. Champion fighter. And then we'll make him up. So let's go ahead. He's got background, race, and then let's go ahead and roll his stats real quick. So the way I do stats, everybody does them differently. I think for this guy, you know what? For fun, I think I'm going to try rolling a d20 and picking. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can give him a 20 dex. Next one is 15 to con. Next one going down in 2 12s, which will be wisdom and intelligence. If he's a spy, though, he needs decent charisma. So let's give him, and as a halfling, he gets +1, so we'll give him 13 charisma. All right. All right, so there he is. And let's go ahead and add his class in there. So this is the dude we're making. Go to Player's Handbook to keep things so simple. 1. Choose 2 different skills. All right, so we're going to give him Perception. Let's see what skills he already has. He has Deception and Stealth. So we're going to give him Perception and I think Athletics. Yeah. You think? Sure, we'll do Athletics. Okay. And then let's also give him a couple more ranks in Fighter. 2, 3. He is a champion. And we want him to be 5 because we need an extra attack. And then we're going to go with Monk. And he's going to be way of the fort. What is in the Player's Handbook? Let's take a look at the Monk. Paladin. How to click Paladin? Alright, go all the way down to Monk. Open hand, shadow, and elements. Do I want open hand? Open hand does what? I think it punches him in the face hole. Let's see. Open hand technique. Knock him prone. Push him up to 15 feet away. Or it just can't take reactions. I'm going to go with the elements because, like his sister, he has innate magic. Alright, so he started off as a fighter, so he should have had 12 hit points. Let's see, we're going to do. So it gave him the average of everything, right? So we're just going to add 10. Alright, so we have all these abilities that we need to. We're going to get rid of this option stuff. All right, so real quick, all we do now that we've got, so the problem is we're building a high level character, so it does take, otherwise we'd be pretty much done at this point. But because we're building a high level character, uh, we've got to make some tweaks. So he has 2 ASIs, 2 ability score improvements. Not sure why it's only showing 1, because he gets 1 as a fighter and 1 as a monk. So we're going to bump this up to 14, bump this up to 16 for his first ASI. So the Constitution gives him 9 more hit points. Let's just give it to him for strength for his second one. Actually, we're going to give him strength. So I like to note what they are. So it was strength and con, and then resilient, charisma. I'm pretty sure the, where is feats? Might be resistant, but I think it's resilient. All right, resilient. Okay, boom. Resilient. Charisma. Okay, so now what I do is I just go move this to the side and then just click down all of these things. Click, click, click. All the little things that he gets. Including his traits. And we're going to go ahead and just get rid of this because it's duplicates. It's duplicated. All right, and then I'm going to give him Orcish as well as a spy. Learned a couple new languages. All right, so now we go into actions, and we skills. What happened to inventory? All right, so we go here to items. Was it in campaign? I don't remember where items are. There it is. Items under campaign. I'm looking for unarmored attack. Unarmed strike monk right here. Boink. So that should give him an action. It does. Okay. All right. So now we're still on the actions page now. Boom. And what we're doing is go open up spells. Character. Okay. And now we're going to add all these things here. So first of all, we go to Halfling. Naturally stealthy. Blunk. There it is. I'll put this under race. So you type in here, race, and it changes the brown heading here, and then anything else you add to this area will show up under race. So we close this one. Lucky. So lucky, you don't actually have to have, it's not coded. You don't need to code it. Nimbleness, you don't need to be coded either. Brave, brave you do. So you throw it over here under race, poof. So it's got these codings for it. All right, so now we're switching over to monk. All right, so Way of the Four Elements is a little bit complicated. Um, so I did play a monk of the elements, so I am somewhat familiar with them. Um, so you know the elemental attunement discipline. And one other, okay? So let's see if attunement is coded in here. It's not. All right. I'm really surprised though that it's not. So let me try. I might just be typing the wrong thing. Let me see. Element. Monk. There it is. Well, that's weird because it has everything else. It just doesn't have this. Okay. Well, I think for him, he's going to take Unbroken Air. So we'll drop this over here. Boom. This is monk. Oops. Smunk. Okay. Boom. Monk. So now it's a monk separate from of Unbroken Air. We definitely need to change this. This is based on his. So it says. I'm looking to see. Okay, some elemental allows you to cast spells. Use casting time. Other rules. You don't need to provide material components. Um, all right. So where's the Fist of Unbroken Air? Here it is. All right. So I forget. Why doesn't it say in here what is the DC? What the DC is based on? I'm almost positive it is. Some elementals to cast these spells. All right, so I'm missing it here. I'm looking to see what the DC is based on, whether it's based on his, because usually it's the casters like charisma or um, charisma, intelligence, wisdom are the three caster. What they're based on. Here it is, monk. So the DC is wisdom for a monk. So I'm guessing that's it. That's what that changes to. It doesn't say. It shouldn't be anything else different. All right, so we're going to tweak his wisdom a little bit. Um, we want him to have a decent wisdom. Go to actions. Go to here. Okay, so this is based on wisdom. Wisdom. There we go. Okay. Right. So he gets this, and then it said we get one or two. Elemental attunement discipline and one other discipline of your choice. Okay, additional one at level 6, 11, and 17. All right. It's just I'm really surprised elemental attunement isn't here. Because, but we'll worry about that later. Now unarmored movement, speed increases by 10. 10. So he now has 35 movement. Slow fall. So that's again over here. Monk, slow fall. Hold on. Yeah, I just screwed that one up myself. So we're gonna delete this. Monk. Okay, so it goes under monk. Poof. Second wind. So now we're going to drop these over here, and we're going to change this to fighter instead of, there you go, fighter. And then martial arts. So let's take a look and see. This is Dex, okay? This is Dex, okay? Okay. D4. Alright, so as a monk, um, so you can't, I'll show you where to find it here. You go here to his main page under his classes and level, and click on the shield over here. And this is where you find all the tables for wizards or anything that has tables. This is where you would find it. So he's level 4 monk. So he's still doing D4. Okay, he has 4 key points though. Okay. Key. Monk Kai. I don't know why it wasn't showing it up a minute ago, but whatever. You just gotta know what to look for. Here we go. Monk. Poof. 1, 2, and this is actually. You go here, click on standard, and you go preparation, and he gets 4 per rest. Improved critical. So now you go to weapons, you go up here, and you go to critical on melee is 19, critical on range is 19. Alright, so now he has fighting style. I think he's going to go with, let's see. Wow, none of these really fit well with a monk. With ranged weapon, I wonder if, so let's take a look real quick at our items. And let's go with shuriken, for example. Light shurikens. They are considered ranged weapons. Okay, perfect. So a thrown weapon is still considered ranged. I'll go with archery then. +2 attack rolls when he makes with ranged weapons. So we go here to abilities, and we go to where is it? Fighting style, right there. Boom. And we're going to say archery. Okay. Close it down. Extra attack. Okay. I don't think I make a one for myself because I like having the reminder, but there is no official coding for it. I just put it as an effect, so it just stays in the combat tracker. Okay, anyway, so let's go ahead and finish this up. Disciple of the Elements, we got that. Deflect missiles, we do have that. Deflect. Drop this into Monk. Boom. Champion, I already got. Action Surge. Serge. Underfighter. Boof, okay. And that's it. All right, so we have all of his special things he can do here. Um, I do not have any of his gear because he does not have any of his gear. He's a prisoner, so um, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so he is set and ready to go. I'm going to I don't want him to be seen when the people pick their characters. So to do that, what I need to do then is I need to assign him. So I'll go ahead and wrap up the stream. Um, what I'm going to do is open up a new. Here, I'll show you guys on my screen. So if you right click on this Fantasy Grounds symbol down here and click on Fantasy Grounds, it opens up a second instance of Fantasy Grounds. And then what you can do is you can join your own campaign, which is what I'm doing. Boom. So this is how I stream, as I stream as a player. So I open up a second instance of Fantasy Grounds as a player and have that running, and that's what I stream so everybody sees, so people don't see what the DM sees. Um, I've seen it both ways. And I might go back to it, but the other big reason is looking at my screen right now, you see how small the text is, and that's full screen for me because I don't have anything else. Well, on the streams I'm doing, the the play screen. Let me look at my what's going on here. Is about like that because we have I have all the pictures of the players, the streams, cameras and stuff, and then all the other information and things. So the point is, it's not all you're looking at other things besides Fantasy Grounds. Um, and as it is, the text is almost unreadable. So I blow up using the scale UI, make it much bigger so you guys can see it as I stream. And what that does is it's really cool, but it takes away a lot of my real estate as a DM, and I need as much real estate as I can. I still don't have enough real estate as a DM. Um, I would want more if I could. Um, so that's why I typically don't stream showing my DM screen. I stream as a player. Um, and then so here's my player version. And once it loads, I should then be able to grab Fid. Party sheet, looking at the characters. Fid, owned by nobody. Yeah, so he's there. See, and it shows me what the message of the day is. Um, Yep, so that is correct. And here's Vid. So now that I've grabbed him, and so this looks all funky because it's made for scale for a higher scale UI, and I put my character things down here on the bottom because you can move these character portraits. All right, so now I can close, get out of here, exit program, boom. So now when you go to characters, it says owned. So they will not, my players will not see it. Golden. All right, folks, we're going to call it here. Um, I'm going to be making a little couple changes to my schedule. Um, Tuesdays have just worked out to where it's now become sort of a date day where I spend time with my beautiful wife, and we spend the day together. Um, just worked out to where with both of us working now, um, that's the day we do it, um, and that way we have set time every week. So it's working out to where I thought I could do both. I thought I could stream in the morning and then go spend the afternoon with her, and then play on Tuesday night on Drake's game. But it just works out to where, we usually go to breakfast or do a brunch or spend time together in the morning as well. So I just haven't been able to stream on Tuesdays. So I'm just gonna take that off my schedule, try to focus more on Wednesdays, and I might shift it to Thursdays, and I might do some streaming on Thursdays instead of Tuesdays. So we'll see how it goes. Everything else is the same though, so check out the links below. Go to my U's in the tubes if you want to catch up on my games. Um, Thank you, Atomic. Um, yep, we've been married. Uh, we just had our 13th anniversary, so we're doing something right. Um, and there we go. So that is the plan. If you like this type of thing, if you have questions about anything you're seeing, Fantasy Grounds is by far the best virtual tabletop out there so far that I have found. Roleplay, Roll20 is close. Foundries is okay. Um, and there's Astral and there's a couple other ones that are out there now, but none of them have the um, all the things you can do. Uh, some of them look prettier. Uh, some of them have other benefits that others don't. Um, but Fantasy Grounds, from a player standpoint, is the easiest to use. Um, you don't have to have a degree in computer science in order to understand how to work it. Um, the learning curve is very small compared to some of the other ones that are out there. Uh, and there's very, Starfinder, Pathfinder, those are very crunchy games. Lots of plus this, minus that. When you're looking at this happens, this happens. Fantasy Grounds does all that automation for you, whereas a lot of these other virtual tabletops out there don't do don't have the automation that Fantasy Grounds does. So you still have to have your character pulled up on D&D Beyond or in Pathfinders. The Pathfinder has an app too, Hero Builder, I think it's called. You have to have or your physical character sheets. Um, you still have having to do all this math. Okay, I'm flanking, so I get a +1, or no, this happens. So this with these other tabletops. With Fantasy Grounds, it does almost all of it for you. So it makes it much simpler, much easier. Once you know what you're doing, it's great. Having said all that, there is a learning curve, and as a DM especially. So um, if you have questions, if you want to know how to do something, I do Starfinder as well. So sometimes I'm just way behind on this campaign. I honestly didn't get very far today because I spent so much time messing around with this character. Like I said, I like to run down rabbit holes sometimes. So I still have a lot to catch up on this campaign, but I do Starfinder, I do other things as well. So ask your questions, throw them in here, leave comments below. Um, Stop by on Thursdays and I mean Wednesdays and Thursdays, um, and I'll be glad to answer them and go from there. So if you want to see how this game turns out, we'll be playing it tonight, Wednesday, from 6 7 to 10 on Wednesdays. No, 6:45 to 9. Um, 6 to 9. Holy crap! Had a mental block there, a little aneurysm there, right on stream. So 6 to 10 um, on Wednesdays. Schedule's down below, and we also play Thursday nights from 6:45 to like 9. So it's a lot of fun. Come check us out. Yeah, words are hard. Exactly. What Atomic said. I also do Starfinder on Sunday nights, and then I'm playing on a couple different things. So I'm rambling. I need to get going. You guys have a great day. Whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.